Hey there folks, welcome to Friday in 5. Today we are going to be looking at assignments in Canvas. Notice that I've clicked on assignments in my menu over here and I'm currently looking at assignments. Now this may not look the same as what you have. You'll notice that I've got groups that I've already created, participation quizzes and projects in Exploring Computer Science 1. And if you want to create groups, assignment groups, you can click up here and add groups that way. If you want to weight your grades in Canvas, you simply click on the gear over here and click Weight Final Grade based on those assignment groups. Assignment groups are just like categories in PowerTeacher, so just be aware of that. And of course I've got the percentages of my grades here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. I can create an assignment one of two ways here. If I go down to the group that I've created, I can click plus, which gives me this simple assignment interface, allowing me to change the type of assignment. Most of us are using assignments, but some of us are doing discussions, quizzes, external tools, or just not graded. I can give it a name here, right? And then, of course, I can give it a due date, which I would want to do if I wanted to show up in the calendar at all, which you should probably do. And I'm going to go ahead and give it some points. And then I've got this new option to save and publish, which just saves you a few clicks. If you don't want it to publish right away, there's your save button. You'll have to publish it later. And you may go into more options, which of course gives you the larger interface. You can also just click assignment up here outside of a label, and that brings you into the more options version of that assignment. So I'm going to label my assignment and give it some details and then give it some points. Which group is it in? If I'm weighting, I may want to change that. And how am I going to display the grade? And then here's a very important feature, kind of the topic of today, which is that you can include it as a grade in PowerTeacher. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on because that's what I'm choosing to do when I export these assignments to PowerTeacher. Moving down from there, you've got the ability to have no submission. Maybe they're submitting a paper. You could tell them specifically it's on paper. That's just a label. Really, no submission and label are virtually the same. And online gives you the option to do, for example, text entry. They could enter a URL of a website. They could add media recordings, which allow them to record their voice or video of them. Files. Obviously, if you are grading papers that are electronic, that's one option. And then turn it in submissions is another option there. So I'm going to go ahead and do no submission on this. You do have group assignment options. So if you've created groups, which we'll go over in a later video, you can assign it to different groups that you've created. I've got a large groups option here. And then choose whether or not you want to assign grades to each student individually. And notice you've got some warnings here about differentiated group assignments. That really has to do with the differentiated assignments piece down here. So, differentiated assignments essentially means that you can add different sections into this due date and assign different due dates by section. So I've added a due date. So for this specific section, I'm going to go ahead and give it a different due date. I'm going to say the 31st here, and then maybe the 27th here. And so that is how you can differentiate. And again, we see this save and publish. So if I were going to publish this assignment, I would do it there. You can always notify users when the content has changed. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this because I don't want this assignment to post, but let's go ahead and head over to the gradebook. If you haven't been into the Canvas gradebook before, notice I'm over here in the left nav, which means I'm going to the Exploring Computer Science gradebook. If you haven't been here before, it looks a lot like most gradebooks would. It's populated with the different assignments and any grades that I would have given them. It's got a lot of nice options that we'll go over at a later time, but what we're going to look at right now is this button, which allows me to post grades. By posting grades, this means it's going to send all these assignments and their associated points to the PowerTeacher gradebook. Which is going to save me some time, especially if I do all my grading in Canvas. But either way, if you create assignments in Canvas, which we all do, and we put due dates, in Canvas, which we all do, now you won't have to manually copy those things over into PowerTeacher. So that's essentially it. If you have any questions about this procedure, let me know. That was Friday in 5. Hope you have a great weekend, and go Bells.